Y'all may be wondering, what am I gonna do until I can get my nutrition again, until my feeding tube is fixed? On our adventure.
Ah, yeah, freezing cold here.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. I am still pretty worn out today, but doing better than yesterday. I was so stressed out yesterday, but last night I was able to talk to Judd, and working through all the craziness with my husband put me way more at ease. I talked to my mom, snuggled with Harlow, got a good night's sleep, and today I'm doing much better. We now have a concrete plan for fixing my feeding tube. Although I can vent and drain from the G port, I cannot run nutrition into the J port, and I really need that to sustain myself. So we got to completely replace the tube because of that bad kink. It's not another surgery. We just take it out of the stoma and put a new one in. And some of y'all asked why we don't have a replacement feeding tube on hand. That's not the issue, and it's not like I can replace the tube myself. The thing is, I have to wait for an opening in interventional radiology, and the soonest they can see me is Monday morning at 8 a.m. That's when I get the new tube, and that's actually pretty good. They can't see me any sooner because there's other people ahead of me who are more emergent, and that's totally understandable. My tube has to be changed in IR because threading the jejunal tubing into my small intestine is apparently very difficult for my body for whatever reason. My anatomy is weird. I don't know. They said because of how much they have to wrestle with it, it's better if I'm sedated. Plus, with all the past placements, they've had to use a scope to see what they're doing, and I need to be knocked out for that. And they have to use an x-ray to make sure the jejunal tubing is in the proper place. So that's why I have to go to IR. So it's not a matter of having a feeding tube on hand, it's a matter of getting in with IR. Now, I did have the question of whether or not I'd be getting the same tube I have now, the GJ button, because they special order this for me. They could place the J tubes they have in stock, but I prefer this tube if possible. They said they're gonna order it right away, and if it's there in time, I'll get the GJ button. If not, I'll be given a different type of feeding tube because the most important thing is I get a functioning tube so I can restart my feeds. Y'all may be wondering, what am I gonna do until I can get my nutrition again, until my feeding tube is fixed? Well, I'm not dying. I don't mean that to sound dramatic, but it's true. I am not dying. People can go a long time without eating, and although it's not ideal, I'm probably going to backtrack. I'm probably not going to feel great after a few days. I'll be okay to wait until Monday. I am running my fluids, and between my fluids and my banana bag infusions, that's really gonna help hold me over. I'm gonna do my best to eat orally, although we know that's not going to suffice, hence why I need the feeding tube in the first place. And I'm gonna do my best not to expend energy, which means I'm not gonna do my workouts or my PT exercises, and things are just gonna continue as normal until I can get my new feeding tube. Oh, and a few of y'all asked about the redness around my port. Well, on top of everything else that happened yesterday, my skin suddenly started reacting to the Tegaderm dressing that I have been using successfully for months. And this is the only dressing I can use on my skin without a reaction. So I'm hoping it's a fluke thing. I think that stress exacerbates my mast cell activation disorder and allergy issues, but it's not dangerous, it's just irritated, so I'm leaving it alone. And some of y'all asked about Judd. He is in the state of Florida serving as a National Guardsman because he got activated. That's all I can share due to security reasons, but I can also say that he is safe. Julian's getting prepared.
Because you're gonna knock me over.
She's just gonna give you love. Julian, by the way, is one of my good friends. He came over to help lift my spirits after my horrible day yesterday. Harlow, okay. Oh.
She's already going for my socks.
She likes taking your socks.
Harlow. She's really just interested in my socks.
Harlow, is that your buddy?
I know. I missed you. Yes.
Oh my gosh!
What is that?
She hasn't seen you in so long. She missed you.
You can't take these socks off.
She's gonna try.
You're not gonna be able to take them off.
They're compression,
You can't.
Harlow.
Look at her. She's acting like she knows what I'm talking about.
They're compression socks, so they're on very tight, and you won't be able to get them off.
You can't
Sorry.
take them off. She's like, why? Look at her face.
This is one of Harlow's favorite things to do, is to
She's
take
pissed.
socks off.
I know.
Harlow, oh my god, you're gonna rip Julian off of the couch before you get the sock off.
Look at, she's still trying.
Oh my gosh! Well, Harlow, you proved us wrong. Look how
Alright.
happy she is. That's like one of her favorite tasks to
She's
do.
like, I proved you wrong. She's shoving it in her face.
Harlow, thank you
Alright,
for
fine,
making
you
us
won.
laugh.
You won.
Having Julian over was awesome. Laughing and hanging out with my friend definitely lifted my spirits, and y'all could see that Harlow was really happy about it too. And now I'm gonna hook up to my second infusion bag for the day. I'm just gonna take the content out of these 2 vials and inject it into here to make a banana bag, which has extra vitamins and nutrients and electrolytes. And that's really gonna help hold me over until I can get my new feeding tube. It does not replace what my feeding tube formula does for me, but it's going to help. And because of my gastroparesis, I cannot take in enough water to stay properly hydrated. If I force myself to drink too much, I'll vomit. But that's why I do IV fluids, and it definitely helps. It is mixed and primed, which means I got all of the air out of the tubing and ready to be hooked up. Who's that, Harlow? Who's that? Go, Harlow, go! Go! Hi, Mom.
Hi, baby.
Well, my mom took me out to get a smoothie because I have not been able to eat today. I had a piece of bread. Anyways, she took me to get a smoothie from Smoothie King because although I'm a Planet Smoothie girl by heart, we don't have any near us. So I had to give in and finally try Smoothie King, and it's actually pretty good. This one is a peanut butter with chocolate and bananas. Anyways, now my mom is inside Publix grabbing my own ingredients, bananas and yogurt and peanut butter and chocolate syrup, so I can make smoothies at home to hopefully get more nutrients in me while I'm waiting for my feeding tube to be exchanged. Mom, thank you for taking me out and getting this stuff. Do you like your smoothie? She got a smoothie too.
Yeah, I like it.
What's in it?
Mango, papaya, and bananas.
I think I still like Planet Smoothie better. I don't know, this one does taste really good though.
Let me try it. Ooh, I like this one better. Because the other one is very sweet. This one is not that sweet.
I like it. It has a lot of peanut butter taste.
Yes.
And banana. It's good. I was able to finish just under half of that smoothie, and I had a piece of bread today. And I know that's not a lot, but for me, that's considered really, really good oral intake wise. So if I can keep this up, and with my IV fluids and banana bags, I should be okay until Monday. And I know Monday may seem really far away and maybe even unfair, but y'all have to understand it was short notice and there's more emergent cases ahead of me, and my doctors are working as hard as they can for me. Honestly, they got me in as soon as possible. So although it's not ideal and I'm probably not gonna feel great, I will be okay. I also know a lot of y'all are offering suggestions for like this and that, and I truly appreciate it. I don't have the energy to reply to comments like I usually do. So kind of as a broad statement, I will say thank you for all the support. And if you're offering suggestions, thank you for the concern. But my team of doctors, like my GI especially, is working really hard for me, and everyone's doing the best they can, myself included. I am following the exact orders my doctor has given me to do until I can get my new feeding tube. So we're all doing the very best we can, and like I said, I will be okay Some of y'all asked if Judd can come home for this, and no, because if the National Guard has called on him, it's because they need him. So he's serving a needed purpose right now, and I am his wife. He can leave duty for certain things, but I'm home right now and I'm okay. You know, I'm not an emergency right now. So no, he can't come home, but he's out there doing something that needs to be done. So it's kind of important, you know? And like I said, I will be okay. My doctors will not let me reach a dangerous point. We are in frequent communication, and if things get really bad and we have to do something sooner, then we'll get it done. But for right now, I am hanging in there. I am feeling a bit more lethargic and weaker than usual, but that's to be expected because I'm not getting adequate nutrition. Honestly, I forgot just how little I'm able to eat, because with the feeding tube, I don't have to worry about it, you know, but my gastroparesis is to the point where I really cannot eat all that much at all. And now that I'm not getting my nutrition from the feeding tube, I have to worry about how much I'm eating orally. I have to worry about how many calories I'm getting in a day again, and all the stress surrounding food is back, because when I'm getting nutrition from the tube, I don't have to like force feed myself. I can just eat a little bit here and there when I feel like I'm able to, but it is what it is. And all of this has just made me even more grateful for my feeding tube and the other tools I have. So I'm really just looking forward to fixing this issue and getting back to proper nutrition. Well, I am in bed, unhooked from my infusion, watching TV, but not Game of Thrones. I promised Judd I wouldn't watch it without him. And I saw another question a few of y'all asked. What's the difference between a feeding tube clog and a kink? A clog is when gunked up formula blocks the tube. That's not my issue. My issue is a kink, and think of a hose kinking. My feeding tube has like folded over on itself, so I can't run nutrition. And unfortunately, it cannot be fixed. We have to replace the tube, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm sorry, I just don't have the energy to reply to comments like I usually do, but I'm sure y'all understand. I do wanna say thank you though for all of the support and love and kind words and prayers and kind thoughts, like all of the love y'all are showing. Thank you so much. I really genuinely appreciate it. And I mean, things are difficult right now, but I do take solace in the fact that this is not a permanent problem. It's going to be remedied. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna sort out the kink. It was a funny pun. All right. Well, anyways, so with that, I will say goodnight and thanks for joining us on our adventure.